Hello Tubey Tubers, Sammy again. Got better lighting today and I'm going to do some more close-ups. I apologise, I have watched some of the video and I have got like a stupid hair extension sticking out. I put them in because I wanted to look pretty for you. Failed. This looks just to do a glam look. So I hope you like it and I will go straight into the video now. Right, so I've already moisturised and primed my skin. So we've got a nice smooth layer, all the dry areas smoothed over, got a nice base ready for it. So I like to contour my face quite a bit when I go out, just to look a bit more glamorous. So I'll show you how I do that now. So I just get one of these palettes, concealer palette. This one's from Coastal Scents, nice one because they're not too dry and not too wet either. You want to remember, you want to highlight all the areas that you want to pop out, darken the areas you want to show depth. So your face is all 3D, not 2D. You want to lift up your brows. And then you're ready to blend in.
Flawless.
I don't really do that. It took me forever to clean my arm then. But it's just, you know, when you're watching stuff on Instagram and they just put it all on and everyone comes up with new sort of design patterns to do it. Mine's easier. So I just put foundation all over first and I use Clinique Anti-Blemish for obvious reasons. I'm just going to put that on now. I also sweat a lot when I go out. Nice. But my face sweats quite a lot as well. So the anti-blemish is quite nice to wear because it's got to be water-based. It doesn't say. I'm guessing it's going to be water-based, but it's not as slippy slidey. You can feel it drying quite soon after you put it on. Then I just touch up the areas that I need to with concealer. I feel like patting it in with the brush you use to put your foundation on helps the colour match a bit better because you've still got a little bit of the colour from that on here. And then I go on to do the contouring. I start off with my pale colour. You can use the one like this or contour kit, but I like using foundations instead. So I have my two foundations that I like to use. I find they just blend in easier because sometimes if you use something creamy, you have to be quite quick so it can dry, and then if you put two lines and then you start on one, by the time you get to the other one you can't quite blend it in as well. I suppose it would be better if you have quite good skin and you can just put the contour on, like the dark and the light on straight away, and just have that. You don't need to put the base on, but I need to put my base foundation on first. So I'm going to put my light on first. I like to use this lighter foundation under my eyes as well because it is liquidy. It just blends in nicer as well. As long as I blend it in really well, make sure it's definitely patted into my skin. And if you do bring it down a bit lower than your actual dark under eye, it just helps it blend in a bit more. Then I got my blending brush. I use all sorts of brushes for all sorts of things. I do use this one for powder as well. I clean it in between usage, but all the brushes I use for all sorts, not necessarily what they're necessarily what they're made for, but just whatever you find easier to get into the little jobs that you need done. And I bring it up here just to blend it out as well. Moved on to my darker foundation to start doing the contouring. My camera cut out again, great. But what I do is, so I put a line on, a thicker line, and then I really blend it, but I concentrate more on blending it down so I don't look like I've just got one line each side. And I always put some under my chin because I've got like a mono chin. It just goes straight down. So I like to give it a bit more depth. I want to end up looking like a slug. I don't want to be a slug. And bring it down so we don't just have a pale neck. Plus this makes your neck look nice and slim. This bit isn't necessary, but sometimes it just makes the whole face come together. But really buff that out. And like I always like to do, just a little bit in the corners. I suppose it just makes it so you've got some brown everywhere. Right, that's it for the contour. After that, I would go on to the eyes. You can do the eyes first if you get quite a lot of fallout, and then go on to the face after. So then you can just easily wipe everything away. I haven't done it that way round. I kind of wish I did now. Clean my dirty hand off. So start off with primer on your eyelids, and then bring it up to your brow bone, because we're going to be putting makeup up there as well. So I'm going to put a little bit under my eyes, because we're going to put some colour under the eyes. Because the primer not only makes it stay on, it makes the colour pop a bit more. I like to start with my lightest colours. I'm going to come in with just a Makeup Academy white eyeshadow and start in the inner corner and pat that on. These short eyeshadow brushes are really good for picking up a lot of product to pat on, which is good with white eyeshadows, because sometimes white eyeshadows, why can't I say eyeshadows? Sometimes white eyeshadows don't show up very easily. And then I'm also going to bring that underneath as well. And then I'm going to put a little bit of the white as well under my brow bone, just to highlight it. And I really concentrate on the arch of where I put it. Then I'm going to come in with my medium colour, and I'm going to use L'Oreal Nude, and that's going to go all over the base. That's going to go all over my actual lid. This is like a really nice, it is nude, but it's got like a slight gold shimmer in it as well. And then after that, we're going to get darker goldy colour from the Naked 2 Urban Decay palette. Palette. I'm not posh. Does anyone actually say palette? Is it spelt palette? And then we're going to go into our crease with a sort of a mauvey purpley colour. This is from number 7. That's going to deepen the crease a little bit, but also acts as like a transition colour. So it blends the top of your eye to the bottom. And never press too hard when you're trying to blend in a colour to sweep it across. Don't press too hard. The harder you press, oh, that's a really dirty hand there because I've got all my foundation on. But if you press really hard, you're going to put all the product down and then not be able to blend it as much. If you go nice and light, you'll blend it evenly around. Okay? And keep blending and blending and blending until you're happy with how it looks. Then we want to go in with the darkest colour. I'm using Burning Black. It's a, I can't ever say these. It's a L'Oreal colour Infallible. It doesn't fail you, I guess. But it's got like purple specks in it. That's why I really like this one. Because I want to create a cat eye look. So with a wing, I'm going to get a angled brush and put it on with that before I start buffing it out. I'm going to bring it along the crease to make the crease darker, but not all the way because we can buff it out. So that's the shape you're going to get. Then I'm going to get a bigger brush to buff it out. That sort of size. Again, just keep going until you're happy with how it looks. Okay. And then we're going to do the under eye. So under the eye, I want a sort of silvery bluey colour just to give it a little bit of pizzazz. And this is going to be a Bella Piera. I don't know what the colour is because it's in a stack. So I don't know how to... No, they don't have the names underneath. But it's like a silvery... It's a really nice colour, silvery bluey colour. So I'm just going to get a little brush and sweep that underneath. And then blend it into the white that we put earlier. And also blend it into the black that you've got up the top. Right, we're nearly done for the colour. Just to intensify this corner a little bit more, I am going to add just a little bit of a darker colour. So I've got a really dark brown here from the Naked 2 palette. Just getting a bit more of the gold just to blend it in. Not to lose that gold. And then I'm going to go on to a little bit of a winged eyeliner. And to apply my gel eyeliner, I've got a really fine angled nail art brush. And I just find that the easiest one to use to get a nice sharp line. So I start by making a line where I want the bottom of the wing to be. And I'm using the makeup I've already got on as a guide. Now I'm not going to be too neat with that because I do want to smudge the top of it just slightly so it's not too harsh, because everything else is nice and blended. Anything you've got left on that you can just slightly take underneath, right underneath your actual lash line, and there won't be much on because gel liner tends to dry quite quick, so pop your lid back on. Okay, we're nearly there. I always go back in and touch up and stuff because you can never see how it's going to look when you first, as you go. It's only when you're sort of near and finishing your eyes or finished that you can finally see what it's all going to look like together. With your eyeliner you can leave it like that, or you can also bring it in a bit more to really create a wide open eye. Then you can bring the top eyeliner down a bit more and it gives your eye more of a cat look. Are you recording? Right. So I'm going to wax some white eyeliner in the waterline. And I'm going to wax some black on the upper one. Because I have quite short eyes. Small? They're small. Not that small, but short. They're not long. So I like to cut my eyelashes into like little eyelashes and just use them to pop in the corners, because otherwise I will get it pinging up. And also I use Benefit eyelash glue. It doesn't set like jelly, it sort of sets like concrete. It's very hard wearing, it's a good one, but it does come out of the tube a little bit crazy. It's always a bubble. And you have to have a steady hand with this one because it comes out quite a lot. So wait for that to get a little bit tacky. And I can't get the hang of using tweezers to put the eyelashes on, so I just use my hands. I'm fine putting eyelashes on other people, it's on myself I find it really difficult. I think because I'm always doing that. When they're cut short they're so easy to put on as well. Just pop them in the corner and you're done. Oh, I haven't done that eye yet. Why am I putting this on? I'll finish this one first. And then you want your mascara. L'Oreal False Lash Architect. My lid's broken, but it's a good one. Blend the falsies in with your natural lashes. And then because I've got darker eye makeup on, I'm going to go for a slightly brownier colour to go into my eyebrow. I'm just going to simply fill them in. And then I'm going to quickly do the other eye and I'll come back. Right, both eyes are done. So if you do struggle with falsies, look, it can still be effective. Just cut the ends off so you have just the tip bits of them. Mine's about 1.5 centimetres I've cut off the end, and then I just stick those bits on instead. And you still get the effect, but they're a lot easier and you don't have that feeling that, you know when you can feel them on. Oh, makes you go that. Horrible. So just cut the ends off and it's fine. Right, so next I'm going to put my mineral veil on, which is going to set all the contouring and foundation in place, but also it tones it down a little bit. I don't know if it's supposed to, but it does, because I feel like it is quite, I say that, but then I'm going to put bronzer on top as well. It is quite contrasting, but it helps. I'll just do it. So I go in light first, and then I can press harder. So you're not plonking all the product on in one place, just like with the eyeshadow. Cover up the problem areas a bit more. And then I'm going to go in with a powder bronzer. But I don't bring it all the way down, I sort of intensify it just at the farthest points. Farthest. And I like using my angled fluffy brush for this. And I won't lose any balls. This is a bronzer and it's just, I think it was like 99p from Home Bargains. We call it Home Gubbins in this house. So I push that in and then blend it down, but not too far. Right, so that's your bronzer done. Another tip is if you're wearing a low cut top, or you have your tattoos out, bring a bit of bronzer down further onto your chest, and then you can always, if you want to accentuate your breasticles, contour them as well. I don't really want to show you how to, but basically get your brush and draw like a semicircle on top of each one, but blend it out. You don't want people to see a brown line. Next, we're going to go on to cheeks. So I'm just going to put this Bella Pierre blush on my cheeks. It's like, what was it, Desert Rose. I was going to say it's rosy coloured, but it's bronzy rosy as well. It's quite nice. So I don't want anything too in your face with the blusher. You have to be so careful because it comes out so much, this does. Try and tone that baby down a bit. Okay, so last thing now is the lips. So first off, I'm going to get my nude lip liner and I'm just going to outline my lips. Normally I haven't got any to hand, but put some lip balm on because I've got a poorly. And that acts just the same like when you put moisturiser on your face and you put the primer on. Sort of the same, just to make it an even surface and makes it nicer for the lipstick. Then for the lipstick, I'm going to go in with it's like a plummy colour this. It's called Mulberry. I guess that's some sort of berry. So I'm going to put this on. And then I'm also going to use a more nudie colour lipstick. Now this one is just a collection and it's just like a pale pinky nudie colour. And then that is the finished look.
I'm so deep. We blink really slowly.
You could also go for just a pale lip colour with this one because it's quite intense on the eyes. And this is just a really pale nude colour. It's got a slight pink in it though. This is from Vivo. They used to do Vivo in Tesco's. They've stopped now and I really wish they didn't because I really liked pretty much all their stuff that they had. So there, you could go for a more pale one. Personally, I prefer the pale because I've got the small lips. Darker colours make them look even smaller, which is such a shame because I've got so many dark colours as well and I can't always wear them. But for like photos and stuff, they work fine. So, I hope you liked the look. If you liked the video, please press like and I will do some more soon. Thank you!